time now for the press preview. First look at what's on the front pages. And we start with our sister publication, this day newspaper. On its front page, Shell strikes landmark deal to sell all onshore Nigerian oil assets for $2.8 billion. Consortium of 4 local firms, 1 foreign company to take over operations. Assets include 15 onshore, 3 shallow water OMLs of 458 million barrels. Shell to focus on deep water integrated gas operations. There, those 8 pictures, profiles of Renaissance energy leadership who bought Shell Nigeria. Tinubu, Buhari courageously took over power when tourism peaked in 2015. Vows not to relent until agents of darkness are eliminated. Buhari declares readiness to account for his tenure while in office. Atiku falls NNPCL planned private sector operatorship of Port Harcourt refinery. And on the top mast, federal government cutting budgetary expenditure, not feasible option for Nigeria now. Rewane, Nigeria is at the mercy of its creditors, investors, and others.
Well, the Punch is leading with abduction epidemic once more this morning. Anti-kidnapping protest holds in Abuja today as 10 suspects are arrested. Tinubu vows crackdown on kidnappers, agents of darkness, abductors kill hotel barman. The striking photographs on the front page of the Punch this morning is from Ibadan, Oyo State. Many feared dead as massive explosion rocks the town. Federal government saves 8 trillion naira from subsidy removal. FX reform, Tinubu panel. Refinery, Dangote investors gain 1.2 trillion naira. Naira plunges to 1,300 naira to the dollar at the parallel market. The front of the Punch.
Let's look at Punch Sports Extra. Following from the Punch, and then we'll go to other papers. You see Jose Mourinho there, Roma coach in Italy. Get the real Jose. Fans charge NFF to appoint sacked Roma manager Mourinho for Eagles. Ayana Cho's eyes Paris Olympics. De Rossi takes charge in Roma after the sacking of Jose Mourinho. Liverpool to rival Arsenal for Davis Luiz of Aston Villa and Kuku to make Chelsea return. EPL giants set for Musalia battle. Musalia is a German. Nwabali inspires MPL stars. Omero predicts tough Ivorian test. Upsets are plenty as Warriors stun Eagles. That is Tunisia 0, Namibia 1. Iheanacho trains with Eagles. Late Traore penalty sings Al Marabitoun. Song defense Onana snob. Onana has been removed in the Cameroonian team. Morocco-Tanzania clash in Group F. The result there, Burkina Faso 1, Mauritania 0. That's for the Punch Sports Extra.
The Nigerian Tribune is also focusing on the Ibadan situation. Explosion rocks section of Ibadan. Security men flood part of Bodija estate. Many injured rushed to UCH and other hospitals. Vibration from blast felt across city. Houses shattered, destroyed. Malls affected. Government describes explosion as uncommon. Deploys security, paramilitary chiefs, 5 service operatives. NEMA, that's the National Emergency Management Agency of Nigeria, staff, part of rescue operation. Number of dead, injured, unknown. That's according to the police. And the pictures really do tell the story of what the government is now calling an uncommon blast in Ibadan. Or other stories above the masthead this morning. Why I didn't sack Emefiele. Nigerian Tribune is having an exclusive there. Defense Naira redesign policy by President Muhammadu Buhari. Like Buhari, I have adopted policy of non-interference, says President Tinubu. He made the remark yesterday at the launch of 2 books chronicling the life and legacy of President Muhammadu Buhari. Plateau attacks. Middle Belt Southern leaders advocate safe state policing, and that debate is not yet gone. Fiscal federalism. Restructuring important for good governance, says Makinde. As Tinubu, Shetima, governors, others extol Akonde's they extol his leadership.
His
leadership virtues. Thank you.
All right, let's look at the leadership as a story on kidnapping. Tinubu, Wike, service chiefs brainstorm on crisis. It's disturbing, ungodly, says the president. IGP orders DIG to crush kidnappers, and the FCT minister, Wike, gives area council chairman marching orders. Gunmen killed 7 in Nasarawa community attack. There you see the pictures of the launching of the 2 books by Adeshino on Buhari. At book launch, Buhari apologizes for hard decisions. Nasarawa State, Nasarawa Sule Ombugadu seek victory at Supreme Court. Shell exits Nigeria's onshore after 88 years. Explosion causes pandemonium in Ibadan. We've been reporting on that. AFCON, Namibia stopped Tunisia 1-0. No minors in football. Burkina Faso beat Mauritania. Let's go to the before we go to the topmast. Cancel domestic crude oil allocation to ease forex supply. Agora policy. Trump sweeps Iowa caucus ahead of 2024 race, with DeSantis coming second and Nikki Haley trailing behind. 80 rescued, 12 confirmed dead in Niger boat mishap.
And here's the front of the Daily Trust for you this morning. It says the NSA's office commits 32 billion naira to new buildings. It's misplacement of priorities, says civil society organization and experts. Well, this is coming despite multi-billion naira complex, as you see in that photograph. It was commissioned by former President Muhammadu Buhari in the twilight of his administration. You wonder why the NSA's office is needing another 32 billion naira to new buildings. Well, other stories on the front of the Daily Trust. Insecurity. Bandits abduct 17 in Niger. Tinubu summons service chiefs. Federal government seeks France's help. Inspector General of Police deploys DIGs in Abuja. Security agents have gone to sleep, says Senator Kingibe. That's the Daily Trust for you.
Let's look at the New Telegraph. The New Telegraph, some interesting stories, but still reporting on what is happening, the explosion in Ibadan. Pandemonium as massive explosion rocks Ibadan. Shopping mall collapses, UCH hotels, others affected. Makinde calls for calm, deploys security chiefs and others. Tinubu, why Buhari can no longer escape to Niger Republic. My government transparent, accountable, says the ex-president. FG to receive 7.6 billion naira cash boost as Jersey court orders return of stolen money. Nigeria facing reputation deficit, the federal government. Alleged $9.6 billion scam. How top government officials aided PNID directors, EFCC investigator. I hope those top officials will be named and then brought to book. That's the only way these things can be solved, actually. There you see the book launch. Is it the book launch? No, that's not Buhari's book launch. All right, renewed security breaches. Tinubu meets security chief, says kidnapping, banditry, ungodly. IGP orders deployment of tactical squads, directs the IG to coordinate upskilled security strategies as Wike holds emergency security meeting. Protest rocks Kaduna community over attacks. State police restructuring Penasir. Afeni Ferre study. Nighttime light linked to eye disease risk. Let's look at some other stories there. Government issues 13 new power generation distribution licenses, and revenue FD to earn 771.5 billion naira from port levies in 2024. That's for the new Telegraph.
Well, let's look at the international papers now. Many of Wednesday's papers lead on the rebellion mounted against Prime Minister Rishi Sunak by Tory MPs as part of attempts to strengthen the Rwandan asylum bill. Here's the eye. The eye says MPs who defied the Prime Minister included Conservative Party Deputy Chairman Lee Anderson, who resigned from his role to join the rebellion, and former Prime Minister Lee Strauss. It says that the rebellion won't be enough to force changes on the Prime Minister, but will alarm Tory strategists in an election year.
The Times. Sunak hit by resignations and biggest rebellion yet. Deputy Chairman quit on eve of key Rwanda vote. This is interesting. Daily class dues laying to fatter children, mothers. Now you know. It's a moral duty to compensate postmasters, Fujisu boss says.
The rebellion is described as the biggest revolt of Mr. Sunak's leadership by The Guardian UK. Well, the paper quotes Mr. Anderson telling the GB News, on which he presents a show, "I don't think I could carry on in my role when I fundamentally disagree with the bill. I can't be in a position to vote for something I don't believe in." There's also a story on Gaza facing famine as food crisis deepens. And oof, look at that cold. Fresh from the Arctic, wintry blast puts Britain in freezer.
Still on the post office matter in Metro, post office Horizon scandal, Fujitsu's boss, we will pay up.
And I think we do have the Financial Times this morning.
Yep.
So the Financial Times talks about Mr. Sunak's victory on Tuesday when the tabled amendments were voted down, and said it came at a high price, with his authority shaken as vitriol flew between wings of his party. The paper also adds that though the Prime Minister's allies are confident the rebels were bluffing and that not enough of them would go so far as to vote down the whole bill on Wednesday.
Let's look at Daily Express. PM's last-ditch plea to rebels. Come together on Rwanda plan. Let's see what that is about. Rishi Sunak has made a dramatic last-minute plea calling for rebel Tories to save his flagship Rwanda bill after the biggest revolt of his premiership. It's criminal, Fujisu knew of post office IT flaws for years. As no fun, Arctic freeze blasts Britain of this week.
Do we have the Daily Mail? And see how they describe it. Now, will 60 Tory rebels sink PM's boats bill tonight? So this is talking about the bill about taking back, deporting, asylum seekers to Rwanda via boat. I love how they captioned this. Will the rebels sink his boat tonight? That's the Daily Mail.
And then I'm looking at one story there where William might be the first king in 500. 500. Would he be?
500 years not to be head of a church. And exclusive.
All right. Let's look at the Sun. The Sun. Why did authorities not save this tragic toddler? Little boy in the potsy pajamas left to starve to death in Britain. That's a very sad story. Rwanda rebellion hits Rishi. All the papers seem to have that story. And royals revenge on Meg and Harry. That's the Sun.
I think that's about all the front pages we do have this morning for you. That's the press review. Let's hear your view on all the burning issues. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, @RiceTV.